Good.
Yo, we going a little live right now too. I'm posting it in the gram right now on the Y.O.W page. Hey, what up, it's Graham with the Y.O.W podcast. It's right here Wednesday. Check this out. We got my main man, Damian Jones, Phoenix Suns, NBA player. We're going to get away from that, though, right now. Just talk about how much of an amazing person this guy is. I've had an opportunity to get to know him a little bit. Very humble, very loving. He's a support to community wherever he is. I know he's a family man, and I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show, man. We're going to be authentic. Say what you feel like you need to say. The platform is yours. But without further ado, let me stop talking. What's up, Dame? What's up, man? Dameology, what's up, man? What's going on?
Good, you bro. It's been a little minute, you know.
Been a minute, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just been cooling, man. You know, it's crazy going on with the season right now. You know, there's a lot of different things going on with COVID and stuff. So juggling through that, but you know, just different things you gotta, work through. It's cool.
I mean, I can't imagine how challenging it is, man, with all the changes in the league right now. Man, not having no fans, bro. Like that.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
That's weird, bro. I'm looking at TV and you see fake people kind of like, it's like, what is that? Like, yeah. they got fan simulation, like the crowd goes like, wait, that's
it's crazy. I mean, that kind of helps though. It'd be so dead in there, but hey, the crowd doors just kind of help. Yeah, yeah, it kind of helps. Yeah,
man, bro. So look, man. I just want to again appreciate you for being able to. I know, man. Like, you're in the middle of the season, so you taking time to be on here, it means a lot, man. You definitely are inspiration to other people, clearly, and the platform here, man, it's set up to be able to be a motivation to other people, be inspiration to other people, and I thought best that it was important for you to be on because I know how inspiring you've been to not only me but to see my son's eyes get bright and wide when he sees Damian Jones. But my biggest thing is tell us about you, man. Like, I mean, what got you started in basketball? Like, what are some things that you feel like you think are credible to be able to express on the Y.O.W podcast, man?
Really, getting into basketball really started with my dad. My dad, used to play basketball when he was younger, and just something we do. So, my first sport was baseball, but I started playing basketball. And my dad, was just showing me around. We had like this thing called Breck leagues. It was like Baton Rouge leagues around Baton Rouge, and we're just doing that. Some casual, but I stuck with it. Because it was fun. It was like my preferred sport, and I try to be like the best as I can be in like everything I do. So like I just started putting in work. As I got older, I started seeing like I could take this further. So I just put in more work as I got older, and just to continue to see the big picture and reach the ultimate goal, make it to the NBA.
Man.
Yeah, man, it was just stay focused.
Stay focused. It's crazy, man. What was it when you was in high school or when you went to college that you knew that there was that opportunity for you to get to the next level?
Really came around like my junior year of high school. So that's when I first started getting like college offers. So I'm like, cool. Like, I get some like college offers, I'm on my path, so a free ride to school, that means my improvements are showing like, each year, people was, I wasn't like the best. So, and then like just kept improving myself. And, now I was one of the top players in the state. So then like, I just kept going and going. And like, I figured like, I keep getting better and better. Then like, who knows where I can end up. So, my beginning of my senior year, I decided to go to Vanderbilt, and I seen a lot of opportunity there, and it was cool. I mean,
off to the races.
Yeah, like my high school helped too because it was one of the top high schools in the. We were like when we were playing, we became one of the top high schools in the state. We won state my last 2 years, so we just got to that culture where we just put in work. So we just worked hard and tried our best to make it happen. So
one thing that I remember the last game that I was able to go to was with me and Micah, and we got a chance to hang out with you. Mike is my son, remember? So to the viewers, And I remember Michael walked up to me and was like, Dad, I think Damian Jones is like 10 feet tall. And I was like, yeah, he's tall. I don't think 10 feet. And then I'm like, and I want to know, like, did you start out at just being super tall? And the reason I asked is because, they start talking about the NBA and the height you have to be and the percentage rate of you being in the league based off of your height. And, you know, I was a football player in Nevada and I barely made 6 feet and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So man, did you start out being a 6 footer straight from elementary, junior high to high school, or you know what I mean?
Slick, I was always taller than everybody, so yeah, I just continued. So like I was taller and I continued to grow. So like I never really had a crazy growth spurt, but I was tall from the start and I just kept growing. So it was like a steady growth, like steady increase. So
Man, the reason I asked that is because the way you move on that basketball court, bro, you move like a point guard.
yeah.
I'm there. I'd be like, why is he moving so fast like that? Like when you dunk, I just be like, Lord help those people that are under the court right now. And
Yeah.
shot high. Nah, but nah, man. And so I guess further, so please thank you so much for being vulnerable right now and just answering questions and whatnot. But I guess my other question is man, like, what do you see yourself doing in regards to outside of basketball of influential positioning around youth and family and community? How do you present yourself as a winner and do it as humbly as you've been doing, man? Can you help me understand that a little bit better and our viewers?
Really, I just tried my best, like provide inspiration and just like uplift others, just giving like people like hope, that you can make a way, just put in some work, and it can happen. Me, I wasn't always like in the position I was in, so I just put in the work to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
So just providing details of like steps to take or just ways to better yourself, makes a difference. So just trying to, tell that to other people that aren't as focused, I guess, or just anyone that wants to know. So I guess anything can help.
Yeah, man. I'm grateful to hear that, man. It's good to know because I mean, you being so humble, a lot of people probably would just perceive you as just this NBA basketball player who's just quiet, right? And for me, getting a chance to get to know you, you actually like to talk. You cool people, you know what I mean? Like just a good dude, you know what I mean? And I say all that to say because perception, it's big in the eyes of people, right? Society or whatnot. Hence the reason I have always walked around this last year saying I'm not taking no losses and I never lose. And people say that sounds arrogant, etc. I'm like, no, I have to stay with the winning like mentality because if I don't, then I start spiraling down into, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, that was something that I felt like I lost. And to me, it's just like, no, it's more of those opportunities where you can inspire other people to see things from a different lens, right? Like you never lost, like, and if you learn from it, that's a win, right? Anytime you're learning something, you're winning some teaching moments, right? So with that being said, man, I guess my other question is like, how do you, I mean, you mentioned to me on the phone when we had our little check-in, you were talking about being the greatest version of yourself. And that requires a winning mindset. Like I want to know, what's that mean to you?
I mean, just not giving up. I mean, like you said, you have your lows, but it's how you bounce back from that, so you learn from that. And, just for me, I just try to be the best version of myself. Like, whether it's school, like, some people, like, they always say, like, athletes, they just, like, go through school and just, like, mostly focus on, like, their sport. But, like, I try, like, even with athletics and academics, like, I try to be my best in both. So, like, I'm back in school trying to get my degree, too. So, I mean, I just try my best, just to, improve myself any way possible, just to, elevate myself. So, it's always ways.
Yeah, man, and you're touching on some real stuff right now because you're gonna have young people watching this, aspiring basketball players, athletes, even folks who are in school, and the importance of finishing, right? And also the importance of what it even looks like to even make it to the highest level, and that's the NBA. You know what I mean? And I think folks kind of get this perception like, oh, the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors or the Hawks, they're going to be playing, but they don't understand the work. that's put into that, like the grind that's put into that. And just, I guess my questions are on two bases. Is for one, the importance of academics, right, and finishing, right, or going to school, etc., and being a student athlete, and then the other part is, what does it look like to be an NBA player before you get on TV? You see what I'm saying? Like the job, right? Like how hard is that? You feel me?
Yeah. So like, which one you want to answer first?
Hey, go. You know what? Let's go with the student athlete and the academics. Let's go there first.
All right. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's really important. It's just, I mean, I always say, like, in case something crazy happens, or with sports, you always have like your academics to back you up. But I mean, you only play sports for so long. So I mean, after that, you gotta revolve on something else, like rely on something else. So I mean, you could become a coach or something like that. But like, if you don't want to, you have like your degree or something like that, you can like roll back on, or like something else that you're passionate about, right, and you can just go and do that once you finish. Yeah. So it just gives you like more options for whenever you're done to still just live your life to the fullest. So
I as a black man, right, and I'm not gonna go race, but as a black man, right, noticing being a college athlete and doing my best to do the pro thing. I did arena football. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? And knowing like that NFL, people say National Football League, but some people say not for long, right? And in that, you've seen a lot of black men playing this sport, not having their degree, and they say the average person staying in the NFL maybe 2 to 3 years, right? Maybe, right? And then I think about all these guys who didn't get their degree, got maybe a big contract or a small contract, and now they don't have a degree and they're out trying to figure life out, right? So I guess why I'm so grateful to hear you speak about the importance of getting, your degree, even in the midst of being in the NBA, it just speaks, it speaks volumes, man, because you got a lot of young people who are gung-ho working their butts off to play hoop, to play whatever sport that they're going to play, right? And my mindset is like, well, who's on you about the books, and not to be in the books just to get eligible to play, but in the books so that you can actually get a degree and learn some things so you can actually be credible in society, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm grateful that you mentioned that, man. For one, you're speaking volumes, right, about yourself, but also you're motivating and you're inspiring other people at the same time, man. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, King, hey, right? Man, yeah. So wait, so we're gonna switch gears. All right. I want to know how hard y'all be working, man. Like, is it a grind, bro? Like, because you get to the NBA, people say I made it, but so whose definition? You either be comfortable or you working hard as a team or working hard individually. So do you work outside of the team, and what do you look like inside of the team as well?
Yeah, so like mostly I mean, you're still working out during the season too, individual, but like you put a lot of your individual work in the summertime. So like summertime, you're just grinding, trying to get it in, make yourself better and stuff. But also during the season, outside of, team practice and things like that, you just want to like sharpen your skills. So, find a time outside of like practice to like, get more shots or something like that, watching film, just to, prepare yourself for, your moment and stuff and things like that. Mm-hmm. But, team wise, training camp is like really the biggest thing. That's where like you gain your chemistry, you learn the schemes of the team and stuff like that. So that's where a lot of the work is being put in, and then from there, just continue to build up with each other during the season. And as the season goes along, you have that good chemistry, with each other. So by the end, you made that good push, for playoffs and things like that. And there's times where it feels like, I mean, I never really like thought about it as like real work like that, because, it's what I enjoy. So just getting better as a team and individually, just trying to reach that one goal of like, winning a championship together. So yeah, it's just that grind that, you just have that instilled in you already. So it's just like, it's cool, you enjoy it.
That's what's up, man. That team camaraderie, especially you got people that you can depend on and trust during that process, right? They understand the importance of team. And I guess my other question to you is transitions, right? And then we know, and in transitions, like you gotta have a positioning of resolve, right? And know that it's gonna get better regardless, right? So when I say that, I say the different teams that you've been on, right? And I want to know, and maybe the viewers want to know, what was your mindset to keep going? Was it that you knew you was good enough, that you knew there was a place for you, you knew that you were impact on the team, or what have you, right? What I and we're gonna get there, but what I will say is knowing you and the mentality that you have and how relentless you are, but also how humble you are, how hard of a worker you are, I could easily see the win in you, right? But that's my words. What's yours?
So yeah, like you transition, you have your mindset, what you can do. So just having that in your mind, like don't waver from that, because like when you lose confidence, that's when it hurts. So just continue to have that confidence in yourself and know what you can bring to the table. And also like the transition, is gonna be different from what you were before. So you just gotta have that in mind and like set goals or have that resolve, like you said, to be able to change and know what's needed. So everything's not gonna be just easy going. So you gotta make change and make it work. So either way it go.
You know what's crazy, man? I remember when I first started the podcast, I had it up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and I remember, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna teach people how to win." I'm just like, nobody want to hear nobody teach nobody how to win. And I was like, what better way to be able to connect with an audience by just giving them my story about my journey to the wins and all the different obstacles, all the different adversity, the different like mountains that I faced. Because I always say, people want to go around the mountain, okay, cool. You want to go over the mountain, okay, cool. But if you go through a mountain, you got to think about what type of tools you need, how long that's going to take, how much longer it's going to take going around as opposed to going over, as opposed to going through the middle. But I started saying, man, you set the goal and you meet the goal, right? And you got to be wise with how you're going to set a goal, because you want to be realistic, right? But you also want to challenge yourself. And once you set that goal in your mind, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And bruh, like if you don't do it, then you become a failure to yourself in your own mind, right? So for me, it's like set realistic goals, set the goal, meet the goal. And then I also remember when I was growing up, we used to play the game of chase, right? And I remember when you chasing somebody for a long time, you get tired, right? So he was like, "Oh, chase your dreams." This and that. I'm like, "Oh, you get tired chasing." Like, I'm gonna set the goal and meet the goal so I can be realistic with this, so I can meet that. You know what I'm saying? And not feel like I'm gonna have a moment of just giving up after chasing after something. Like I want to still continue to keep moving. So I set the goal, met that one. Oh man, set another goal, met that one. And as you take those steps, you're going to get to where you want to get because you've already set it in your mind that that's where you want to be, right? So I think it's just great to be able to have a platform where you have inspirational people on here. But mind you, I want to be clear to the viewers too, that the Y.O.W. podcast isn't about celebrities, people, public figures. It's about people, because everybody has a story. It just so happens that I know Damian Jones, right? And I appreciate my boy getting on here and having a conversation with me. It just so happens that you're in the NBA, but you also are a person. You know what I mean? And you had a process before you got to the NBA, right? Where no one knew you to the highest caliber, to that level yet, right?
Yeah.
But you was a winner, bro. Like, and so I'm just grateful that you can have a platform where people can come in and talk about who they are and what their wins are. And the caveat be, you can't talk about no losses because you're not a loser. It's the Year of Wins podcast, like year, not the win of losses, like year of losses. But what the heck, right? What the heck? Anyway, man, I guess my other question as we start wrapping it up, man, because I know you gotta get that rest, that good rest, brother. Is where do you see yourself going, and or how long do you feel how long do you feel that you're going to continue to keep making this move as far as your career and your life? You know what I mean?
I feel like it just continues. Like, I mean, I have basketball, but I mean, that's going to last for maybe another 10 years or so, possibly. So we'll see. But then after that, it's just that's whenever I'll start using my degree. I'm trying to get my degree in like engineering management, engineering science. So like,
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I'm starting like working my way on to using that. So it just continues on. Just finding ways to stay involved and just making ways to just make a difference. So
yeah,
it's just a constant process, I say.
Yo, I will say this, man. Uh, just having conversations with other people. I had a conversation with a close friend last night, and he's an entrepreneur, and
Hmm.
he's a couple years older than me, and he's like a big brother to me. And uh, I told him that you never really know how much influence or how your life may be impactful of another person because of you just moving day to day in of life. You know what I mean? And he didn't know that I looked up to him the way that I did or the way that I do even right now. And he was like, man, like I'm just an entrepreneur and every day I'm just grinding. And it's really encouraging to hear somebody say, that they look up to me when he's just looking at it as I'm just a person that's just here. You know what I mean? And so like with you even now, just hearing more about you, hearing about the day in and day out, and in such a small amount of time, I can tell you, man, I look up to you and I look up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You like I did that? You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, man. But hey, really though, man, I will ask this one final question. Do you see yourself being an entrepreneur, or are you already an entrepreneur?
Possibly, I've been thinking about, things like that, but I don't know. It just see, I gotta figure that out. I'm trying. I
Right,
don't
right,
know.
right, right. I have to ask. I have to ask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're creative too, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, man, with that being said, to you viewers, I just want to speak to you all about the importance of winning and not giving up. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Sounds so cliche, but it's true. You are not a loser. You were not born to lose. You were born into this world to be able to do great things like I'm doing, trying to inspire the people like my man Damian is doing, inspiring other people. And I just want to just emphasize the importance of seeing yourself through the lens of greatness, not through the lens of just what society may bring you when you feel like you're down and out, but just you seeing yourself in a positive light and being able to see that as a piece of seed that was just planted into the ground and you grew up into something great, right? Strong tree, strong person, right? With that being said, we got our website that's going to drop soon. Got a logo. It's amazing. It's a compass and it has the yow in it, right? The word, and it sets the compass to more wins to come, right? We're not just talking about this year being the year of wins. We're talking about more years of wins to come, right? With that being said, Damian, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate you. It means a lot, brother. Look out for some apparel for sure, for sure. Oh yeah,
Already.
running that in, and you got to go around. We got the yow symbol. People think we throwing up gang signs. So you
Yeah.
got the Y, right? Then you got the O, and then you got the W. You throwing up that yow. Are you about that yow,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, man, thank you so much for your time, bro. I'm looking forward to having many more conversations with you, man. And I hope you have an amazing season, healthy, and stay away from that COVID. Straight
I
to
got you for real.
hey, hey, man. Until then, we signing off. Hey, appreciate you, brother.
All right.